Come on, Amanda.
Amanda, you can't. You have to do snap fingers.
Come on, Amanda.
Completely unchastised.
Okay, first thing I'd like to add Danny Ricker to come up to lead us in our invocation, and then Tim Ward will lead us in the pledge. So if everyone can stand.
Let us pray. Father, we're thankful to be here today, God, as we go about doing your business. We pray for your wisdom and guidance for our city council and just to lead and guide them every day, Lord, Father God, as they lead our city. And we give you honor and glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
You place your flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Thank you.
God bless you. First thing I'd like to do is ask Christina Potts to come up. We did a proclamation for Miss Carmen Ricker, who worked at the food bank for many, many, many years, and I don't think she's here today, but Christina, if you could read that, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, this is a joint proclamation. Whereas Carmen Ricker has served as the executive director of the Greenville-Greene County Community Ministries Food Bank since 1988, demonstrating 38 years of unwavering commitment to reducing food insecurity and helping families in need in Greenville and Greene County. And whereas under Carmen's leadership, the GGCCM Food Bank has expanded its reach, providing millions of meals, stabilizing families with financial assistance, as well as cultivating key partnerships with local businesses, philanthropists, and community organizations. And whereas Carmen has worked tirelessly to ensure that all our neighbors in need are served with dignity, respect, and stewardship, ensuring that the GGCCM Food Bank operates with excellence to maximize resources. And whereas Carmen has been a vital advocate for hunger relief, coordinating volunteers and donors to respond to individual, family, and community needs. And whereas, as executive director of GGCCM Food Bank, Carmen led efforts to raise $425,000, inspiring broad community support for a 4,500 square foot expansion of the GGCCM Food Bank facility. And whereas, through tireless advocacy and a deep-rooted passion for the citizens of Greenville and Greene County, Carmen has built a legacy defined by Christian faith, civic responsibility, visionary leadership, and profound devotion to the well-being of her community. And whereas, through her steadfast leadership, Carmen has strengthened the fabric of Greenville and Greene County by fostering a spirit of compassion, volunteerism, and unity that continues to uplift countless families year after year. And now, therefore, Kevin C. Morrison, Mayor of Greene County, Tennessee, and C. Cal Doty, Mayor, Town of Greenville, Tennessee, by the authority vested in them and in partnership on behalf of the residents of our respective jurisdictions, do hereby proclaim today, which was June 5th, 2026, as Carmen C. Ricker Day, in honor for her lifelong dedication to the welfare of the citizens of Greenville and Greene County, and extend our deepest gratitude for her immeasurable contributions to our community. As she concludes her remarkable tenure of service, we extend our heartfelt best wishes to Carmen in her retirement, trusting that the years ahead will be filled with joy, fulfillment, and the continued blessings she has so generously poured into others.
Thank you. I was out of town on June the 5th, but Kathy was able to attend her retirement. So if you could say a few things.
Oh, there was a lot of people there to honor Miss Carmen Ricker, and they actually dedicated a room off to the side, and it was a really special day. And she's contributed a lot of hours and years to serve in Greenville and Greene County. So well deserved to Carmen Ricker.
Let's give her a big hand. Carmen, if you're out there, thank you so much for all you've done. Could I ask Jeff Taylor to come up for just a second? I don't know if you saw, but the partnership was awarded 3
Mhm.
awards at the Pinnacle Pinnacle Awards. So can you talk about that just a minute?
Yes, the Northeast Tennessee Tourism Association hosts regional awards promoting tourism in our region. We were awarded Best Festival for the Iris Festival for Small Division. Kingsport's Fun Fest was awarded Large Division. So we're very honored to be in the same conversation with that. Best collaborative event was with the Firefly event that is in year 3 this year. That's with the Friends of the Forest. That is actually a fundraiser to help improve accessibility and facilities for the National Forest. We have a unique population of fireflies, very similar to the Smoky Mountains. And so this year we had folks from California, Oregon, Colorado, New York, Pennsylvania, the Carolinas, Georgia, Ohio, and some other Midwestern state, but they specifically flew in, stayed at our hotels, and came to see our fireflies. And then lastly, Ranger Joe, as everybody calls Joe Nowarski, out at Davy Crockett, he was also awarded for his efforts to continue tourism despite the devastation of Hurricane Helene, not only leading to help the charge for $62 million to rebuild Davy Crockett Birthplace State Park, but also to continue the education and facilitate activities while we are rebuilding. So very honored to have received these awards. Obviously, it's the hard work of a great team that resides over there at 115 Academy Street, and we couldn't do it without y'all's support. So there you go.
Thank
Thank
you.
You're welcome.
We got the Eagle Rest Park sign up, and I think it looks great. Also, I was walking with somebody talking about how good it looks down there with the flowers that are there and the landscaping that's been done. So it's nice to have a little green there along Depot or Main Street.
We'll have some more things that we'll add to it, and then when I think we get a little closer, a bit of a celebration and party.
Okay, thank you. We've got some pretty good pretty exciting events coming up. On Saturday, the 20th of June is Juneteenth. We'll be having a celebration from 4 to 7 at the Big Spring. If you haven't been down there recently, come down and take a look at it. It's been cleaned up and worked on, and it looks the best it's has in a long time. Then on the 4th of July, a Saturday, it's actually the 4th of July. It might be the first time we've had one on a Saturday or on July the 4th. We'll be having the 250 celebration, and it starts at 4 o'clock at the Big Spring, and then there'll be activities and festivities down there, and then about 9 o'clock we'll be doing the parade, and we'll go down Main Street, and once we get to the high school, and I run back to somewhere I can see, the fireworks will come out. So that's sometimes somewhere around 10 o'clock, 10:30, something like that.
Parade, that's how we say it, so people don't get disappointed if they're early or late.
We also got the 30th anniversary of the USS Greenville, and there will be people here basic from the first, I think, until however long, a week or so. And Larry, do you know how many people are planning to come in?
I was informed by the committee of probably 140 or so, and the list is still growing. 35 years of all veterans that are looking for either 4 or 10 current members who are serving on the USS Greenville coming to town.
Great. And he's having a breakfast at the VFW, or they are on
July the 3rd, we'll be hosting the group for a country breakfast provided by the VFW.
So it's exciting to have these folks come visit, and it's also exciting. There's been a number of the people that served on the Greenville that have made their home here in Greenville and Greene County. So that's exciting. On July 6th, there's a day of prayer. It's going to be down at Hardin Park, and one of the, that's in here. Thank you, pavilions. And she spoke yesterday at the county commission meeting, so we'll go over that. And then on July the 8th, from 4 to 10 is, oh shoot, what is on July the 8th?
Reading of the declaration.
Thank you. I didn't write my note.
5:30 to 6:30.
5:30 to 6:30, and it's going to be,
It's at the county courthouse.
okay. All right, thank you.
Free apple pie for the first 250 people.
All right, can't beat that. God bless you. You're welcome. Okay, okay, and then Lyrics on the Lawn starts on July the 2nd with Tuatha Ida? Tuathea? Okay, okay, so take advantage of that. It's free to go listen to music in front of the Dixon Williams, and there's a good group that are there. Anything else? There's a play this weekend, 1776 at the Capitol. It's Friday, Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee, and then next week also. And I think Christina's directed by Bobby's daughter, Faith. Are you in it? Paige Mingle from the GEA is also. How many people are in the play?
Almost 30.
So I hope you'll go and participate in community theater because they do a great job. All right. I'm going to go ahead. There's a number of different people that have asked to speak. So I'm just going to go ahead. Wait, do I need to do this now, or do we need to wait till the public hearing?
If they're related to the item 6.3 for the FY27 budget,
Uh-huh.
I would probably recommend you wait till a public hearing at that point.
Okay. Except this one. Or this is two?
No, and then this one's not.
Okay.
Those two can come. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter to me. That's really up to city council how they prefer to do that.
But what I was saying is public comment, so I mean, you might as well let them speak.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that then. I'll just go by order. Nancy Laughlin, property tax increase.
Opposing Greenville's proposed $35 million operating budget is crucial because the 4% property tax increase would place an undue hardship on working families and fixed income seniors, especially during this period of ongoing inflation. Many residents are already struggling to keep up with rising costs, and adding more financial pressure through higher taxes could jeopardize their ability to afford basic necessities and to keep a roof over their heads. It is important to consider the real impact on those who are the most vulnerable in our community and seek more balanced solutions that do not disproportionately affect these groups. Minimum wage is $7.25 per hour. Filling a standard car gas tank often costs more than you make in a full 8-hour shift. The majority of the working class in Greenville does not have the luxury of getting a 2.5% cost of living raise like you who are government employees. Before raising taxes, the City Council must identify redundant costs and non-essential spending rather than automatically passing costs to the citizens. While Greenville faces financial pressures, raising the property tax rate breaks from Mayor Cal Doty's stated preference for thorough department-level evaluation by incoming city management. I'm asking Mayor Doty and the city council members to delay voting on raising property taxes until the next city council meeting on July the 7th, because I have requested a copy of Greenville's spending, but I haven't received it yet. I was informed that my email with the completed request form attached was not received, even though all my other emails were received. I made a special trip to town to provide Ms. Young with the actual hard copy. I believe it is important for the citizens to see the spending details before any decision is made. I hope you will make the decision about raising property taxes at the next city council meeting, June the 7th. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is Linda Wills. Okay. And then CG. Oh, you want,
I agree with everything that she just said. Please hold off your meeting till what day is it? July 7th.
thank you. Mr. Wills?
My first time being here, but I think I was sort of wondering if it's like in a referendum, if I'm saying it right. Have you thought about putting like the citizens, like when you're on our taxes and stuff in the future, possibly having our citizen taxpayers and have put it with your as a vote? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
As a
Referendum,
like a
that's what you're
referendum.
saying.
Does that make sense? But anyway, that was just one of the things I was wanting to put 2 cents worth in,
Thank you, sir.
other than hit Tim Ward on his big toe. Thank you.
You know him a little bit, don't you? Okay, then I'm going to ask Mary Louise to come up.
Each one of you, Mr. Doty, Mayor Doty. I'm not here really, I'm here again to complain about the bushes, but I also got a picture here of a pool that sits along the street that's open. There where the bushes growed out, he's not trimmed them. And he's got an open pool there, and this old lady lives right across the street from it, watches these children's. I've got a picture of the pool.
The what?
Michael, I've got a picture of the pool that's sitting at the edge of his yard right at the street. There's nothing around it to protect it from these children that Miss Caraway keeps, or any other child from jumping into it.
Okay.
And then I want to, let me bring it up here. If I can get it. I got some more thinking to do. Let's see which one it is. I don't know if they, but this one right here's, that's it. You might have to hit it. Yeah. While you all looking at that, I want to thank, I don't know if Paige Norton's here or not, but she's, I want to thank her and Mr. Keith at Public Works for putting up that stop sign over there on the opposite side of the street, and everybody can see it. And I appreciate it. And also, they have put a sign on that property to be cleaned up. And there's woods there and everything behind it. And I hope that whoever cleans it, they don't, there's squatters up there at 300, and they're bad. But they're good people. They're human. I'm not saying, but I'd just like to see that cleaned up because it's hard for me to see. And Michael just won't cut his bushes, but somehow or another, I don't know. But I want to thank Paige and Scott Keith for what they've done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Excuse me, and then Jancy, can you come up and talk about Gift for Kids? Christmas in July?
I want to thank the county and the city for their proclamation again that July will be Christmas in July for Gifts for Kids this year. We again will be placing the banner in front of the Greene County Courthouse. One of the main, or three of the main things that we focus on our banner is volunteering, donating, and being involved. And these are really simple, powerful ways that every citizen can make a difference in Greene County for the children of at-risk families. In 2025, Greenville Gifts for Kids served 436 children, plus another 134 that we provided school-appropriate attire and shoes, and this year we're going to be doing the same thing. We have put out the notice and are starting to receive the request. Looking ahead for Christmas in July 2026, it is going to be July the 18th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Town Square Shopping Center. Summer Street will be closed to accept vendors that they will be parking there. We also have an awesome auto truck cruise-in planned. Some of the main highlights of the event will be exciting vendors and their participation, starting with ice cream, cool refreshments, and awesome food with some Christmas ideas. We're going to have back-to-school free haircuts for the kids. We're going to have an event sponsored by Gateway Forward, and Lenny is really involved in this. We're going to have service agencies that will be there to share all of their services that will be informative for seniors and at-risk families here in Greene County that are looking for hard-to-find resources. We're going to have face painting and inflatables. We're also going to have some rehabilitation services there to help inform Greene County as what is available now. Marsh is going to be there with doing blood donations. Providence is going to be there doing medical evaluations. Youth Builders is going to be doing fingerprinting. And the exciting part for the kids is we're going to have a watermelon eating contest with prizes and some little goats that they can pet. The police and fire department have got some child-friendly activities planned. The mission of Greenville Gifts for Kids is to lift up Greene County's at-risk families and make a positive impact on our youth, which is our future. We invite everyone, public, to come and participate and help us lift up Greene County's at-risk families and make a positive impact on our children. We invite everyone, please come and visit us at 1118 West Irish. We're there on Tuesdays from 10 to 2. And we will accept anyone that walks in and wants to volunteer and make a difference. Thank you, each of you, for your support. I want to add one thing, and I know my time is up. Gifts for Kids does not only serve Greene County. This year we are, with the approval of the board, we are reaching out to Hancock County. We'll be doing, partnering with Sneedville. And also we have had a call that they want us to help with the foster kids in Greene County. So Gifts for Kids is out there for a kid. If you know a child that needs something, please let us know. Please don't send the family there. Just call us and we'll take care of it and get it to you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Cal. Thank you,
Jancy.
guys, and Jenny. Thank you.
All right, next is unfinished business. We've got first item of business is 6.1, consideration to approve the minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting held on June 2nd, 2026. Kathy sent these out on Friday, so we've had a chance to review them. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
A second? Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 6.2, is public hearing and consideration to approve an ordinance on second and final reading to amend the fiscal year 2026 budget. Laura? It's not that one.
Not yet.
So this is second reading and public hearing on the budget budget ordinance, the amendment to the current year's budget.
Okay, I think it's important to stress that this has to do with last year's budget.
This is FY '26
the
that ends
current.
June 30
Okay.
this year.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you. There are a couple things on here. The first reading was developed in the middle of May, just timing on getting it completed in June. So, due diligence, I went back and looked again just to see what was going on. So, in the general fund under penalties and interest, there is an increase in revenue there, but we've had people pay their property taxes that are due. We've also, in the previous one, we did not have, but we do now have the grant revenue in there. That one's been looked at a lot. I was waiting to see before I amended that one. We had a rescue squad grant in about a neighborhood of 75,000 we were waiting on. And that one, we did receive that money. So that amendment clears that one, that line clears that one up. If you go down to the expenses on medical insurance, again, just waiting to see what happens, what we think's gonna happen. Then the only other change was down in the municipal solid waste fund. There was some additional revenue on the roll-off containers that we have. Everything else in that budget amendment is the same as it was on first reading.
Okay. What's your recommendation?
To approve that one with the updates.
Okay. Do we need to ask for a public hearing?
We do need to call for public hearing on this one.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there anybody that would like to speak to this?
No, that's not it.
So this is the second budget amendment for this year, and this just kind of cleans up everything. So in the general fund, there's $145,000 less than we anticipated. The expenditures, the largest expenditure change is the bottom line. We've got rebudgeted money. So we've not spent that $687 this year. That's in our fund balance and our unassigned fund balance, our savings account. That money's rebudgeted next year. We had a handful of things that were not taken care of.
I hear a motion to approve this. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.
Item 6.3 is public hearing and consideration to approve an ordinance on second and final reading to adopt the fiscal year 2027 budget and establish the property tax rate for the town of Greenville.
Once I get through the PowerPoint, I'll have her pull the ordinance back up.
Okay.
Okay, so this is second reading and public hearing of the fiscal year 2027 budget ordinance. From the original ask that were submitted in February by our departments, as of today, we've cut $1.3 million in expenditures in an attempt to balance the budget. Most of those expenditures that were included in the original budget request were due to the increased demand for services in public safety. For example, additional positions and added overtime cost. We had requests for funding for nonprofit agencies in that list. We had money moved from the general fund operating to hotel motel tax from the partnership in Main Street, Greenville. We unfunded 2 vacant positions in Public Works and Development Services. And then we had small other line items, and I will go through the rest of those as we get through that were unanimous among the city council. At last reading, we started with a 4-penny property tax increase that takes our current rate from 1.7071 per $100 of assessed value to 1.7471 per $100 of assessed value. So at the last city council meeting, Kathy and I were asked to go back line item by line item and look and see where we could find other cuts. And so I'm going to discuss these on the list here as we go. The total was $86,800. Kathy and I have met with all the city council members, and these are unanimously agreed upon at this point. The first one, $17,655. We reduced the city council's monthly payment back to what it was in prior year. That had doubled in recent years. We took that back for a savings of $17,655. The next two on this list, I freezed the personnel adjustments as of mid-March in order to prepare the ordinance for you all as far as our budget workshops go. And so I went back to that personnel list, and I looked at, we have a vacant park and rec director position that was moved to entry level. There are other vacant positions, including one in my department, that were moved back to entry level. The park and rec directors was $14,350. Those other handful of positions, there were actually 2, are moved back to, I'm sorry, there were 3, $9,045. That includes benefits. The next line is $15,750. We reduced, that's professional development for park and rec admin, only a new director and no other staff in that line item. Administration was dropped to $5,500. That's only professional development for the city manager, for the new city manager, and then 1 conference for the assistant city manager. We reduced the finance budget, only 1 in-person conference for staff, for finance officers. Other staff can participate online or rotate the in-person meetings. And the last one was $30,000. There's a transfer to municipal solid waste. That's for our residential garbage pickup services. Typically, we transfer anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a year above what makes their cash whole based on state requirements. Those are transferred over to accommodate unplanned expenses such as large repairs on garbage vehicles and additional waste containers. And every department involved in this, I have asked them, and they are okay with these reductions for FY27. These total $86,800 from the original $250 on first reading. The deficit, that leaves us $163,200 out of balance at this time. So there are several options for the city council to pass this budget. The first one, of course, is you can just, the first one is you can just leave it as it is with no additional cuts, without cutting the extra $86,800, and just let the savings fall where they do. Or you can go with option 1, 4 pennies, which is a 2.5% increase on the property tax rate. And you can see the actual yearly and monthly effect on a $300,000 home with the additional 4 pennies. Pardon me. Christina. That brings our total budget to $33.4 million in revenue, $33.3 million in expenditures. Taking out the capital that comes from our fund balance, that leaves us an operating surplus of about $104,000. Option 2 is to take that back to 3 pennies. It's a 1.8% increase on the property tax rate. The new rate would be 1.7371 per $100 of assessed value. And then you can see the effect on a $300,000 home with the annual and the monthly change. And then the 3-cent property tax increase, we would have a surplus of $38,750. The other option I don't have on the slide that I've discussed with City Council is to take that out of our rainy day reserve as one-time expenditures for the 163,200. That is not recommended. You will have to pick that up again next year. City Council has the ultimate authority for what is or is not included in each fiscal year's budget. State law requires that we pass a budget in its entirety by June 30th of each fiscal year. And that's all the information I have for you today.
Any discussion?
Back up on the deficit again. Can you back up one slide, Christine? Go over that one more time. the
Okay,
surplus
this is with
deficit.
the 3-cent property tax increase. So that revenue line was reduced by 1 penny. Our expenditures remain the same, and that leaves us with a deficit of 38,750 with 3 pennies.
That's after the.
I mean, I'm
additional
sorry, that
cuts.
leaves us with a surplus. Yes, I'm so sorry. That's a surplus.
That's after the additional cuts, correct?
That, yes, these two slides right here with the options to balance are with the additional cuts, the ones on the screen, yes.
That's with 3 pennies, we wouldn't take anything out of our rainy day fund.
No, only thing that would come out of that unreserved fund balance is our capital projects.
So that is 1.385 or something like that.
Yes.
And this is will be the 4th year that we've taken money out of, or just actually this year, I guess we didn't have a whole lot taken out.
This year, we didn't have as much as we had planned. There's a lot of that, almost 700,000 of that rebudgeted for next year.
Okay. We've got a lot of needs. There's a possibility of maybe a new school in a few years. Our roads need a lot of work. There's information, or there's things that need to be done out on 11E that we've got planned. We've got some stormwater work that we need to do. And I think sometimes we've talked about we'll wait until it gets better, and it doesn't seem like better gets here. We've had a very interesting couple of years with the ARPA funds and many, many other things. So it's challenging. And I don't want to raise taxes, but I also want to be a good steward for our community. And so I'll stop there, and if I hear a motion to,
There's a public hearing on this.
oh, there's a
as well.
public hearing.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Would anybody like to speak?
I thought we had it.
Well, the public hearing can be as many people as want to speak, and Laura had pointed that out to me earlier, so. I think if somebody's already spoken, can they come speak again?
That's up to you.
You've already spoken.
So this, from 4 cents to 3 cents, we still have the surplus of 38,000. So 1 penny equals 65,000.
5,000,
Here
yes.
or there.
Mhm.
So that's where the surplus is coming from.
Yes, sir.
If we go 3 instead of the 2.5, taking the $86,000 away from the
Mhm.
$250,000.
Yes,
I was just making sure I understood. that.
yes,
But that gets us nowhere for next year again.
correct.
Laura, for option one, did we have the cuts taken out for option one as well?
Yes, all the ones on the screen that is with the $86,800 cuts that were listed previously.
And just for the record, the four penny increase on a just for the record, on a 4 penny tax increase on a $300,000 home would equal $30 a year extra.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And this is still without raises for our employees in the town, except the step,
The step, no
Step.
cost of living, yes, sir.
no COLA whatsoever.
Correct.
I just want to make sure Ms. Laughlin spoke to that. They're getting step increases, not a cost of living increase. And they haven't had since when?
Is that cost of living? We've had one for the last 3 years.
In the steps.
And the steps. When we started out with the pay plan, we didn't do cost of livings, and then we had 1 year when we had very large market adjustments.
Right.
So the recommendation at that point was to start doing some sort of cost of living every year so you don't fall behind.
And then we had 1 year where we did a half step.
That was 2019 in September, and then we did another half step in January. Yes, sir.
I think it was,
I'm sorry, who?
The steps don't move unless there's a cost of living. Do you mean, I'm sorry, do you mean like everybody just stays put in their current step? Not since the city council has implemented this pay plan in 2019.
I believe it was in 2021 when the cost of living.
The large one hit, yes.
Will I hear a motion to move forward with one of these suggestions?
I make a motion to move forward to option one. I will make the motion to move forward with option one.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say like sign.
No.
No.
Okay, is there another choice?
It's 2-2.
You vote.
I vote to make the change and use option one. Also, I just like people to know, these folks are getting paid $200 a month to do these things. It's a lot of pressure, and I just want to say thanks to everybody.
I would just like to say, just for the record, because if I don't, I'll never fall asleep tonight. While some adjustments have been made, first off, I want to say thank you to Laura and her team, and it's hard. To Mayor Doty's point, this has been one of the harder parts of this position, balancing what you know needs to happen internally in the organization, but then also talking to real folks out on the street where, $30 does make a difference.
Yes.
And we all have to know the difference between needs and wants. And while adjustments have been made, I just feel like right now that this is going to help balance the budget in a short term. But I fear it's a temporary solution that deferred difficult decisions rather than resolve them. And that's all I'd like to say about that.
Thank you. All right. Consent agenda items, there are 3. One special event application for Gift for Kids, one for the Greene County Fair, and then one for Pray for Tennessee on the 6th. Do I hear a motion to accept the consent agendas?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the agenda carries. Item 8.1, our new business, is consideration to approve a resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2027 budget for the Greenville, Greene County Public Library. Hello,
Good afternoon.
how are you?
I'm fine.
How many did you have down there today?
We had 133 kids
That's awesome.
and all their grown-ups, so, yeah. So you have the information about our budget. I asked for $11,500 increase to bring our city appropriation up to $225,000, which was about a 5% increase, which kind of goes along with inflation. I was at the county this morning, and they took my request for an increase from the county under advisement, as usual. But we do some fundraising. We get money from the Friends of the Library. I feel like with a $467,500 budget, we're pretty close to just being able to run the library without a lot of stress, and being able to provide the programming and the technology classes and the services that our community really needs. So I appreciate your consideration for that increase.
We got that in budget.
Yes. This is the budget ordinance for this year. So there's the city well, this is actually her resolution, so there's a city appropriation. And am I correct in the 145 was what you had planned?
That's what I asked the county for.
Okay.
Then it was a $7,000 increase. And as you know, the library budget is kind of flexible and movable as we go along in the year, depending on what our gifts and Friends of the Library income is.
Can we approve the budget without having the county's allocation?
So we do that every year, and if the county's allocation changes up or down, we just amend her budget to reflect the number.
Okay, thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate the support to be able to provide the services that we do that are so necessary for our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 8.2 is consideration to approve a resolution to appropriate funds to the Greene County Partnership for Economic Development and Tourism in the fiscal year 2027 budget. You want to go over?
Yeah. This
Well,
okay. This resolution is required from TCA 654-111. We do this every year, and it has been advertised according to that state statute.
Do we have a resolution? Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 8.3 is consideration to approve a resolution to appropriate funds to Keep Green Beautiful in the fiscal year 2027 budget.
Same with this one. Those are the only two this year.
Okay.
It's $8,000.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 8.4 is consideration to approve and consideration to approve a resolution for the Greenville Fire Department to apply for the fiscal year 2025 Assistance to Firefighters Grant AFG program. Is there anyone here to speak?
Alan's back there, but we're looking at each other. I can speak to this, and he can come up and
Come
elaborate.
on, Alan.
Uh,
We'd like to see your smiling face.
I'll start it off with this grant that we're applying for is in the amount, the grant is in the amount of $351,000 with the 5% local match at $17,550 for a total not to exceed $333,458. And then I'll let Alan say what, if approved and we are awarded this grant, what they plan to use it for.
Yes, first of all, our SCBA unit is nearing end of life, and that's something that we're trying to replace. We knew the constraints on this year's budget, so we're trying to apply for the grants, and they're harder and harder to come by, but we're going to apply if you will give us that permission to do so. Also, some extrication equipment, some hose, replace some hose, and then some training props for the training center.
How much is the SBA? About
150,000
to get everybody covered.
for a new fuel station. Yes.
So 30 times how much? How much are they each? 500, 5,000?
So what now?
That's okay. All right, we have or do I hear a motion to approve?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Now, Consideration to approve and allow interim city manager to execute and deliver an agreement with Sumter Local Government Consulting for city manager executive search services.
So you all approved a couple weeks ago the actual RFQ proposal to move forward with Sumter. And now I have talked to Sumter a couple times. And this is the proposal, the agreement that they sent for you all to approve today so that they can start the process for the city manager recruitment. As you can see in the packet there, more so on page 46, it goes over the payment plan. We asked that they would break that up into 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, so we wouldn't have to pay all of it up front until we get through different steps of that process. If you would like to move forward with this, that shows you right there the cost. That's the next agenda item. So, but that is kind of a base price. The base price is $21,000. After talking with them, they did say there's some additional expenses. One is being advertising cost at the expense of approximately $1,000, and then of course there's consultant travel for the consultant to come up here and speak to you all about the process, and then. When it comes to travel for the candidates, that shouldn't be as much as maybe originally anticipated, because in this process, and you'll see it in the packet, their actual proposal's quite lengthy in your packet, but they have a tiered approach. So after they kind of go through to see where each of the candidates fall, then they will do those initial interviews with those candidates that they see as fit for the position, and they'll record those via Zoom for you to watch on your own, and then they'll narrow that process down. And then, of course, if you all see any changes or would like to add a few more, you can. So at that point, by the time those candidates come to Greenville, or whether they're local or away, you shouldn't have but a handful, I guess, at that point in time, based off of them doing the preliminary first interviews. But I would go ahead and anticipate for all of those travel costs with the consultant and the candidate, I would go ahead and bump that up at the most somewhere between 10 and 15 on top of that 21 and $1,000. So just to be safe, it could be less.
And this wouldn't be billed until 27.
So it most likely will fall in the next year's budget, because if you approve this agreement today, then I'll make contact with Sumter, and the first steps would be for them to meet with each of you all and kind of go over what your goals and expectations are for the next city manager. And then they will most likely meet with department heads and other stakeholders. And then one of the things that we asked is, since there's an election in August and we've got 2 new city council members, if they would make sure to include them as stakeholders in the process. And then after they meet with everyone I listed there, then they'll start working on a marketing plan, a marketing brochure. So that's going to take some time for all of those steps to happen. So at that point, you're probably looking into probably mid-August when they start taking applications. It might be a little sooner, but they're going to probably take applications and resumes for a good period of 30 to 45 days, I would assume. So that's going to take us into probably late August, early September, mid-September. So most likely these expenses broken down in that third are most likely going to fall in the FY27 budget.
So is this a motion to?
Basically, for you all to approve the agreement, the contract with Sumter, for them to start moving forward with the process.
Okay, and then allow you to
Execute
execute it.
the agreement and deliver the agreement. So get the ball started rolling with Sumter.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 8.6 is consideration to approve and engage Sumter Local Government Consulting for city manager executive search services in an amount not to exceed with funding source and method of payment to be determined by city council.
So going back to the breakdown of the cost, just like I mentioned earlier, the base price to use Sumter is $21,000. And after conversations with Sumter, they're anticipating advertising cost at $1,000. And then with the consultant travel, and as I mentioned, how the candidate travel could look, I just need an amount for you all to tell me not to go above and beyond at this point first. And then also, how do you want to utilize funds to pay for that amount?
Do they feel like 30,000 will be enough? Or
They did not give a total amount. They just kind of left it. They told 21,000 and 1,000 for advertising. And as far as consultant and candidate travel, that was not a set amount of price because it depends how often the consultant would have to come up here and meet with you all individually. And then, of course, like I said, the candidate travel, depending on where the candidates live. And so we don't know that at this point. And then we also don't know at that point in time how far, if they make a recommendation to narrow the search and you all agree to it, that could be 3, 4, 5. So it's just, there's a lot of variables there, not knowing where they're going to be coming from and how far that search gets narrowed.
The consultant travel piece of it, did they give you any idea of how many you mentioned want to talk to city council, want to talk to department heads? Are each of those separate visits going to
So-
be combined visits, a weekend or during a couple of days in a week?
In the proposal, Christina, if you can pull that up, there is a section, it'll take me a minute to find it, where he gives suggestions. I think it's in the phase 4. So he did tell Laura and I on a Teams call that he would want to come up here initially and meet with you all face to face. I do believe he would probably reach out to you individually by phone call too. Then he also mentioned, I think it's on 66, that how he would, there's different steps here. And he talks about interviewing with staff leadership team, and then he meets with, he gives different steps of what he could do, but ultimately it's your all's decision on if you want to do all of that. Because if you read through those different ones, I mean, he talks about taking the town staff out for lunch or coffee and kind of, this is when the candidates get narrowed down to take them out and just kind of see the town and get to meet with folks. And then, of course, it talks about you all at that point when the scope is narrowed, the candidate list is narrowed, you spending 75 to 90 minutes with them, interviewing each one. These are all just different approaches, but you don't have to do all of those. The more you do there, obviously, the longer time frame. Laura and I were talking about this originally, and we had budgeted an extra 10 to 15 just for travel. Did we not say that amount total, just as a buffer? So 21 plus the 1,000 in advertising, that's 22 plus an additional 10, so 40, anywhere from 42 to 50, I would say.
32 to 40, maybe?
32 to.
Yeah, sorry, can't do my math.
That's
20
okay.
Yeah. Yes, so 21, 22, so 32 to 37, somewhere in that range.
The fact that there's nobody in that job right now, what kind of a savings will that be if it doesn't happen until September?
In the FY '27 budget, that position, at the step that we had planned, based on some conversations we had very early on, if you don't hire July 1st, you're going to save $16,425 a month until you do hire that person, based on what I have in the budget at the moment.
And then there's a little from this year.
That, any savings we have this year, it's probably around 7,500 this year. That just goes to fund balance by state law. So next year, you would have 16,425 a month within, I mean, you're not going to hire someone July 1st, so you would have that savings. Based on Kathy's comment, you multiply that by 3 if you don't have someone till after September.
So we could use that to cover the cost.
Yes.
Up to, what was that number
That's
for
48.
3 months? 48? Okay. Well, can I make a recommendation, or how do we do this?
I'd make a motion.
Make a motion, yeah.
$35,000, and we take that money from that surplus salary line.
Okay, thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, item 8.7 is consideration to approve and allow the interim city manager to execute and deliver an agreement on the division of real estate located on Hal Hennard Road.
Okay, so this one,
And can you explain how much fun you've had going through this?
it's a process. First of all, I just want to say this. This agreement is completely separate from, well, it's a part of the tennis court repairs, but it's different. So I don't want there to be confusion. I'm going to speak to the tennis court repairs first. So back in February, there was an agenda item to explore options on tennis court repairs. And it kind of goes hand in hand with this agreement, but that was a separate agenda item. And with the understanding that if this agreement that we have on the division of real estate happens, then the town would own the ball fields and the tennis courts on Hal Hennard Road exclusively. So with that agreement, the plan was for to move forward with this division of property, and then the county would, let me start with the county. The county would be willing to contribute $75,000 by June 30th for tennis court repairs. The Greenville City Schools also was willing to contribute $75,000 to tennis court repairs. The city or the town, since the town would then own that property exclusively, the town went above and beyond the 75 back on February 17th and agreed to pay $98,657 to reconstruct 3 of the tennis courts at the Hal Hennard Sports Complex. So nothing has changed there. In the agreement, when you go through this, the division of real estate, it had that listed, but that agreement was in place beforehand, and the tennis court repairs are still in place as they were when approved on February 17th. So once this agreement with the division of property is approved, then we can reach out to Baseline to get those repairs started. So that's one thing I just wanted to clarify, because I think that had some concerns. Next part with this, so we've been going back and forth for a while, and the main reason for this agreement to be back before you all today is because when this was originally put before you all, I had listed in the agenda item for you all to give me the approval to to negotiate an agreement on the division of real estate. Since then, there's been some back and forth with some changes in the language of certain parts. Concept is still the same. It's not changed. What happens here is the town will own the ball fields and the tennis courts, and then the town is giving up their 1/3 ownership that's also with the county schools behind the tennis courts and behind GCTA. And we're going to give that part, our third, to the county. And then at the gun range, the county, we're giving up our interest there in exchange for the ball fields and the tennis courts. And then the county will exclusively own the gun range, and then that property that we owned we owned 1/3 and the county schools owned 2/3 of the property behind it, and they're releasing their interest as well. The county schools is releasing their interest to the county. So nothing has changed in that aspect. It's more so county attorney and city attorney have been working through some language and some verbiage. And so I actually, this packet you're looking at here, I received another one today with some minor changes, and I have talked to both city and county attorney, and they're really trying to clarify some language pertaining to the lots. So one reference is there was, in today's agreement change, it was, instead of it being listed as school property, which is the property behind GCTA, that's a third owned by the city and 2/3 owned by the county schools. The county has asked for that language to be changed from school property to house and wooded property. So nothing significant, just some minor changes. And after talking with city and county attorney, they're just identifying, clarifying lots, minor language changes, and no issues on any of the provisions. So today's request is for you now to allow me to not only negotiate, but to execute and deliver the agreement with the county and the county schools on this property. And then once we have that done, we can move forward with the tennis court repairs.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Thanks. Nothing better than working with attorneys, huh? Item 8.8 is consideration to extend the agreement with Upper East Tennessee Human Development Agency, allowing Head Start to utilize a portion of the George Clem facility for operation and programming for the 2026-2027 school year.
So this agreement is exactly the same as last year's agreement that we had with them. We're doing this agreement on an annual basis at this point in time because they're still working out. The George Clem steering committee is still working out a proposal to bring before you on what they would like for that facility to be. But in the meantime, Head Start has been in that facility when the city schools were in there, and they have requested to continue operations and programming in there for this upcoming school year for the 26-27 year. They're in a small area. When you enter the facility, they're on the right side in that area called the designated space. So they're just making a request to use this space again for the 26-27 school year.
Have you gotten any comments or feedback from the George Clem group that is meeting over there, putting together a plan for use of the space, just their general thoughts on it?
So they are working on a proposal, hopefully to come before you all in November. Christina, am I getting that timeline right? And we just met the Monday before last, and we meet monthly, and then actually we're going to start meeting twice a month. But they are aware of Head Start, and I've not received any negative feedback from anyone. They like that Head Start's in that facility.
They're aware and they're okay with it?
Yes.
Okay, we have a recommendation. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 8.10 is consideration of a bid award recommendation for the mainline turn bay.
You skipped 8.9.
Check to, or it's not you yet. Consideration to approve an addendum to the agreement with Upper East Tennessee Human Development Agency, allowing Head Start to add security measures to the front entrance and hallway.
So I kept this outside of the agreement because this is outside of the designated space. So this one is just, they're asking, which I think is a benefit not only to Head Start, but also to the town. They're asking to add some security cameras in the main hallway area and then at the entrance area where the kids enter and exit. And this is just an added safety precaution, but I wanted to bring this to you because it's outside of their designated space there. It's more in that hallway and main entrance area. So they'd like to put 2 cameras up there.
Have we asked if we can get that information if needed?
Oh, yes. I mean, they're in agreement. I think they would be willing to share that. They're going to handle all the maintenance and everything of it. So it's a benefit to not only the town, but to Head Start.
Are you sure that there's not going to be an embargo since it's footage of minors?
So in the email, they said that, I mean, it was pretty consensual that this was for the benefit of both. But I mean, I can go back and clarify that to double check. But I think it's more of security measures for the main entrance because those doors remain locked during the day. But when the kids are leaving that area to go out the hallway, they use the restrooms right there. And then when they go out to the main entrance to the playground area, that's the reason for the need for security. But I can double check on that part.
Yeah, so if we never needed access to it, like I just make sure that we would have.
And I think we
access to
could
it.
we could put that in our request back to them to approve under that condition, because the town owns that facility. So we can put it under a conditional approval with them under the understanding that if we needed to review that.
Motion to approve.
What, and I'm not trying to be a smarty, but what do you want to approve?
That we move forward with allowing them to install the cameras, the security measures.
Once we get the approval.
Once we get the approval that we can get access to the footage if we need it.
And they're paying for it, right?
And maintain.
And they don't pay rent, do they?
Do not.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 810, Scott, now. Consideration of bid award recommendations for the mainline turnway extension at State Route 34 and Ruth Taylor. Before you start talking, did everyone see the television report of our Public Works Department on WJHL?
No.
If you get a chance, check it out. They came to do a report about Scott getting the job, and instead he turned it around and made it about all of the veterans that worked for Public Works. And it was a really, really good report. So thank you.
So this is just the bid tabulation for what we hope will be a few different projects on 11E, to do some improvements and some treatments out on the east end. This is at Ruth Taylor. This project will extend the mainline turn bays. It'll be probably phase one of a two-phase operation. The next phase would be doing treatment on the side street. But that's more extensive with some widening and probably a lot more utility relocation, maybe some right-of-way location. So we decided to do what we could. We had Mattern and Craig, they drew up the construction plans, evaluated the bids. Summers Taylor came out the low bid. They were about 5.5% over the engineer's estimate, but that's still pretty good. Mattern and Craig recommended they get the award, and I would follow that recommendation as well.
And this is budgeted, correct?
Yes.
Yes, 255,000 of this total price. At last meeting, you approved for 255 of those bond proceeds to go toward this project, and the rest is budgeted next fiscal year out of our fund balance.
Okay, we have a recommendation. Do I hear a motion? Is there a second?
Second. She can have it.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? All who, shoot. Please.
All in favor?
All in favor, thank you. Please say aye.
Aye.
All against, like sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. 811 is consideration to approve the purchase of extrication equipment for the Greenville Fire Department with the Tennessee Rescue Squad grant funding.
Mayor, thankfully, we were awarded this grant, and this is going to help us greatly. It will give us capabilities now with battery-operated tools on each side of town. So when that need arises and there is MVA, we'll have those tools readily available.
Okay.
Chief,
Sir.
so this is directly in response to the rescue squads. Their staffing is just going down, correct? I mean, they're struggling to staff.
They're working diligently
Yep.
to try to get that staffing back up. And we've been doing some joint trainings together, but in the meantime, we assist each other when those wrecks come in. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
How much was the grant?
I think it's total of 73,000. This portion here will be about 49,000 for those tools, and then the additional equipment will be rough equipment.
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign. Motion carries. Item 812, thank you, Chief Shipley. This consideration to approve 3 appointments to the Greenville Municipal Parking Authority for 2-year terms. Do you want me to cover that one? You cover that one.
Okay, I don't mind to. So there was 9 applications received for the parking authority, and the parking authority met last Friday and reviewed all of the applications. And there was some guidance there to help them along with how they wanted to move forward and reviewing those on some different qualification needs. And it was the recommendation from that board is to move forward with reappointing 3 that have been serving on the parking authority, which is Paige Mingle, Craig Ogle, and Tim Teague.
I have a recommendation. Do I hear a motion?
Do we need to approve each one individually, similar to how we did before? Is that, do we need to do that, or can we do them all in one fell swoop?
So since these terms are, all 3 of these terms are up, I think we could do all of these 3 together, because the last time.
They're all 3 renewal?
Yes.
Okay.
And these are all 3 a 2-year term, and since their term was up, it's simple to do that one this way.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, like sign.
What, I have one comment, has nothing to do with this particular appointment. But one thing that I think might be helpful would be if there's something about the application process. Some people just check every box. And there are people that want to serve, but not necessarily on all those boards. It might be better to be a little more specific about that. And then resumes would come in handy too, I think, to review, because we know, we don't even technically know where they live because a lot of that's redacted. But just something you might think about when you're looking at
So that part's not.
making the process easier.
We can ask on there, we can add a section for them to upload a resume. One of the things is we do ask them, each board is unique and different, so there's different qualifications for different boards, but we do ask them, do you currently reside in the city? And that part's not redacted. And if you do not reside in the city, are you qualified to vote in the Town of Greenville municipal election? And the reason for that, there is certain boards that it is required that you live in the city, or if you live in the county, that you have property in the town to vote. A lot of them are a little more, some of them, it doesn't matter. Some of them are more specific to, and a good example is historic zoning. There's different requirements for those individuals that serve on there. There's so many community spots, but then there's certain ones that are asking if you can find one that's an architect or a local historian or different things. So each board is unique. Parks and Rec's a good one because they have a certain spot that's a school representative spot. So it's a little unique with each of these boards because everyone has different guidelines to follow. So we can, maybe we've got some other ones coming up too. This is the time of year when boards and commissions terms are up. So it's always the spring into the summer months. But what we could do is take away those other those other boards for each one, just so they know which one they're actually applying for. I think a lot of times when people apply for a board and commission, if they're interested in several different ones, they select those. But if that current board is not taking applications, then those get kind of lost. Yep.
Thank you.
We can do some adjustments to that. I think I've heard some other adjustments needed too, so we'll look into that, see what we can do.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There- Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
That's a good time.
Somebody in the boardroom. Nothing to get.
You don't have to.
Thank you.
They have to ask for until somebody gets who they want.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.